I'll keep my Instagram chat open just in case as well. Update that link there. Okay, so shall we get rolling now that we've finally gotten our tech sorted? Sorry to everyone watching. We had the tech sorted. We practiced it earlier. It was working. Hi, Jyoti. We can see you too. Awesome. Anyone else, if you want to dive in and ask us questions, be sure to log into your Google or YouTube account, and that way you'll be able to enter in that chat box and connect with us so we can get your questions answered. Thank you. Thanks, Jyoti. Okay. So, shall we get started?
Yes.
Let's roll. Okay. Awesome. Thanks for everyone joining us tonight. Thanks for agreeing with us for this tech error. You know how it is these days. These days with tech. For anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Celia Vernack with the Savvy Space, a home organizing firm based here in Dubai, focused on helping people learn how to get organized. Just take away the stress, find time, get organized so they can clear space in their minds and homes. And joining me today is Laima Ahadpour. Laima is an amazing child wrangler. She is a Dubai teacher veteran. She's been here 6 years teaching FS2, which is like, for those of us Americans, more of like a kindergarten type of level. I guess we call it KG or KG1, KG2, sorry, KG2. So yeah, Laima has been wrangling these kids brilliantly and putting together systems to keep her classroom functioning well. And the reason I decided to chat with Laima today is because so many of my clients, when I help them get their kids' spaces organized, say, oh, this is wonderful, but no way my kids are going to be able to keep this up. Not even possible. And what I say to that is, kids are organized in class. They're following organized systems in school. Wouldn't you agree, Laima?
I completely agree. They make it work. They're very clever little beings.
Yeah.
I think children are often more capable than we think. So yeah.
Yes, very true. So the reason we got together and chatted about this, and we thought, you know what? More people need to know about this. We can help other parents out there figure out how to implement these systems, figure out how Laima's doing it for 6 years, and she still has her sanity. Look at her. She's got herself together. How is she doing that, right? So we're going to crack the code on that. So again, if you're joining us, be sure to enter in questions in the chat box. If you have anything that you want to ask Laima or myself, you might need to make sure that you're signed into your Google or YouTube account to get that going. And in the meantime, we'll get going. Oh yeah, and if you want to stick around to the end, we've got a free gift, something that'll help you get ready for back to school. So let's dive into it. Laima, how do you get these kids to stay organized in school and tidy up after themselves?
So there's quite a lot to it, but I will try and keep it nice and simple and give a few key things. So I would definitely say the main things are consistency, and that's everything always being in the same place, everything always being the same, having those routines that are the same day in, day out that they can really get used to and get a grasp of and become really familiar with. Communication is another massive one. I'm guilty of it also. When you're in a massive rush with children, and I'm sure some of you at home have lots of children at home as well, you're like, right, okay, let's do this, let's get in the car. But sometimes it's that slowing down and explaining and letting them know, okay, you've got key today, you can go and grab this, and just opening up that communication. Another key one quickly is expectations. So really having high expectations of your child at home the same way we do in school, because as teachers, we love your children dearly and we know how amazing they are and how capable they are. And we have really high expectations. So that's another one. And then labels, but I know we'll get into that a little bit more later.
I love me some labels. We will be talking about labels for sure. Okay, so let's talk more specifically about like some of the physical systems, right? Like when kids get into school, they have a place or into their classrooms, they have a place to put their stuff. They know where to go to their desks. They know when you're asking them to do things, they know where to get it. How did you put those systems together?
So it is really about keeping it simple, as much as it might feel, especially at home when you're not used to it necessarily. Maybe that's why you're on this live. There's things that you want to implement. Is keeping it simple, stripping it back, but thinking about the key things that you want the child to achieve. So I think in the morning when my children come in, the key things I want them to achieve is to independently put their bottle away, put their bag away, wash their hands, and sit down. So then I have to kind of think, okay, how can I make that the easiest for them? So I'll have a labelled box for the water bottles. They have their name on their cubby for their bags. They have those verbal and visual prompts to come and sit on the carpet or to go into the environment and explore. So it's just really thinking about the end goal that you want to achieve, and then the simplest way for your child that you can put things in to support them with those end goals.
I love that. Yeah. So it's kind of like getting them that consistent routine of like, I know that I go in, I go here, I drop my bag, I go here. And the first thing we do is we sit on the carpet or start our day. Okay. Amazing. So how do you think that parents can replicate that at home so that kids would come home and recognize, oh, okay, this looks familiar. I know what to do here.
So pretty much the same things that we do in school can almost be exactly mirrored, which is really handy for you and for your child, because it's things that they might be used to. So especially if you have numerous children, this is probably even more important, because I can imagine that you get home, there's 6 water bottles and 6 bags. If you have set places for things, that is probably one of the biggest things. Labelled, as we said, for the younger children, labelled with photos. If you have a set place where they know when they come in, I need to take my bottle out my bag. If they're older children and they have subject textbooks or subject books, you might colour coordinate, so you might be like, okay, this is your maths box. Anything like maths homework or maths books goes in the red box, this goes in the blue box. And really just having a set place for everything, and having a routine that you've communicated, again, the communication with your child and gone through. And another quick thing is talk to your child and ask them, just say, what could we do at home? Is there anything, especially the older children, that can verbalize it more? What could we do? How can we work together to make the morning routine and the evening routine run a bit more smoothly for you and for us, the adults as well? You've muted. Sorry, Celia.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can see you, but I can't hear you.
Okay.
Yes. Hello.
Here I am. So speaking more about routines, tell us more about, like, specifically about the morning routines. Like, I don't know if there's some things that maybe kids often forget when they come in, or what can they do at home to be more prepared?
So I would say the big thing in the morning is keeping it calm. So although that doesn't seem like the immediate thing, in the classroom, I tend to play really calming music, just because the more, I think, again, as adults, we definitely rush. I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to get this. And that kind of then goes on to the child, if that makes sense, because then they think everything's a rush. So I'd say, even though it's not a physical organizational thing, if you can slow down in the mornings as much as possible, that's always really helpful. And then another thing about mornings that also would help in the evenings, that is, again, something that a lot of schools will use, is a visual timetable. And this can be photos you even take at home of like their bed and your own actual things in your house, the box where they need to put their water bottle. And then this is really helpful, especially for the younger ones. When they wake up in the morning, it's a bit of like a visual checklist of, okay, I get up, I brush my teeth, I do this. But say on a day, maybe it's a pee day. So you then put a photo of their pee bags. They're like, okay, do you know what I mean? I need to organize my pee bag, or I need to pick it up by the door, the place that it always is, or I need to pick it up from by my wardrobe, or wherever that set place is that it gets put, or that they put it themselves. That's another really handy thing as well. It's just something that's visual that they can then kind of check off all the things that they need to do to keep themselves organized. And it gives them a bit of ownership and kind of independence then as well. Saves you repeating yourself 100 times, which I also do as a teacher.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, at a certain point.
Sorry, you're muted again. I don't know why it's not. Oh, seems to just mute you. Yeah, hello.
There we are now. Okay. Again, I was going to say, most people, when we're working with young kids, so we're going to have to repeat ourselves a bit. But, I mean, I love those visual cues. That's amazing. And I just want to back up real quick. Did you say PE bag? Because I heard pee bag and got a little confused, like a...
Yes. Pee bag, swimming bag, pee kit, whichever. I don't even, is that in America? What would you call it? Whatever terminology you'd throw out.
Yeah, like gym bag, maybe. Gym bag.
Gym kit. Yeah. How many different words can we think of for a pee bag? Yeah. So anything that's additional that day, or it might be like a school trip and they need to take like an extra lunch box, or like whatever's like different on that specific day, just as like a heads up for them as well.
I love that. Absolutely. And just a little teaser for those of you watching, in the free gift, there's going to be something that kind of guides you toward those sorts of routines and just an idea of like checklists and things that you can do to prepare, because Live and I are totally on the same page when it comes to this. Creating those routines and making it visual. I love that. One of the things that I love doing with clients and organizing their kids' spaces is visual labels, having little outline kind of icons, like a puzzle piece to say this is where the puzzles go, a tablet to say where these electronics go, etc. So I love the idea of that like visual cue and the timetable as well. That's really cool. Yeah, that's great. Okay, and then how about helping kids stay more organized in the classroom, helping them be more prepared when they come to school? Is there any tips or anything you want parents to know about that?
Yes. So when they have, obviously they'll have all of their things in their bag, but you can even start with as simple as kind of going through what's in their bag with them. So you've got, this is your lunch box, this is your snack box. If you even want to label those or just make it clear to your child, because I know sometimes they might have separate items or like separate boxes for each thing. Again, if they're that little bit older, what books they need that day, what do they have in their bag, and them having that responsibility, even just starting with their backpack, of making sure every evening they come out, they take out certain things, their water bottle, their books, their lunch box, they put it in a certain place. And just if you can start with as simple as having an organized and clean and tidy backpack, that's a really, really good place just as a start. The younger ones, obviously, all the things like labeling their clothes even helps them as well. So when they're getting changed for PE, often I'll have children and they get really good because they become familiar with their classmates' names. And it's like, is that your jumper? And they'll look at the label, they'll be like, no. So having everything labeled with names is also a massive help. And if you have any spare labels, send them in for the teacher and they can kind of label anything additional in class as well. And Celia is fantastic also at anything label-wise. So I'm sure she's got more of it as well.
Well, I don't know about fantastic, but I was like, if you don't mention it, I will mention the extra labels. You can never have too many labels, in my opinion. I mean, just go label crazy, label bonanza.
Everything.
I mean, when you buy those labels in custom sheets, and if you want custom made things, definitely hit me up. I work with the Label Souk, who's a local business here, and she makes amazing custom decal labels. But I know for a lot of those sticker labels, if you're ordering sheets of those, and I'm sure Laima will agree, and they come in a pack like 120 pack, just double it up. Just double it.
There's never too many labels.
And another good tip for labels is to try doing for different colors for different kids. So let's say, pick a color for, one child is blue, one child is green. And then if you can keep that consistent to the label, the little sticker labels are a bit more blue and a bit more green. And then when you're putting together your family calendar, the child that has the green label gets the green marker on the family calendar. The child that has the blue one gets the blue marker, etc. And then try to carry that through. Again, going with what Laima said with the consistency. So then they recognize, okay, blue is me, green is me, or whatever colors you want to choose.
Love that idea. It is true. The more consistent you can be. I mean, they say it takes 21 days to form a habit. So if you can start those little ones on in 21 days, they are going to be independent, little organized superstars. Absolutely. It can definitely be hard, but if you can just really stick with the routines, it is true. The consistency is key and it really helps.
Yeah, and color coordination is definitely something that resonates with pretty much every kid, unless by chance your kid is severely colorblind, but I don't think that's going to happen for a lot of people. Okay, amazing. So are there any other tips that you have for just helping kids or parents be more successful throughout the school year, just to make it less stressful, more successful, everybody feels prepared and on page?
I would say you've got this, but don't fret. And remember that they are also still quite little. So as much as in my classroom, I'm like, they can be super independent and we have those high expectations. There might be one day, we all have off days as adults. They might have an off day where they just want to come in, throw their bag on the floor. And if there's those occasional days, it's fine. The next day, just make sure you stick to it and start again with that routine. And I would just say, start as you mean to go on. So if you can really start these on the first day, it will be a lot easier in the long run because you've set those kind of expectations and those little nuggets of organization in your house in place from day one, and they'll just slowly get used to the fact that this is how things are done, and it's the perfect time. A new school year is the perfect time to kind of start these organizational tips and tricks. But yeah, you've got this.
I love that. I love that. I know a lot of people, especially a lot of my friends with young kids, are they're amazing mothers, amazing fathers, but it's so easy for them to get hard on themselves, and they just that's great. We get those words of encouragement. You've got this. You're doing it amazing, and if you care, it means you care. You know, so it's wonderful.
Exactly.
And your kids are still alive, so there's always that.
I agree. If you get to the end of the day and you're all eating some food, it's fine. That's a tick.
Absolutely. Amazing. Okay, so does anyone want to dive in with some questions? Questions for Laima, questions about getting her secrets. This is your chance to figure out what exactly a teacher does to wrangle these kids. Any questions about what goes on in the schoolroom? Any questions about, things that are sent home and what to do with them, or any questions that you have at all for in and around the schoolroom or organizing for kids stuff. If you want more tips for how to organize your spaces, drop them in the chat box. In the meantime, I guess I'll just let you know that if you have any other questions that you think of later, you can reach out to Laima on Instagram. That'll be linked in the description when the replay comes up. In the description of this video, we'll have a link to how you can connect to Laima on Instagram at Diary of a Dubai Teacher. And if you're feeling inspired by this and you're ready to get organized, but maybe you just need a little bit more personalized guidance, of course, you can always reach out to me. And I'll also link in here how you can check out my virtual coaching services. I offer an hourly package or a more intense package. And I'll also put the link to your freebie here. Oh, here's a question. Oh, that's a great one. We got a question from Jennifer. What do teachers really want as a gift?
Oh, that's a random one. I love that. On the spot there. What do teachers really want as a gift?
This is your chance, Laima.
You guys. No, honestly though, lovely parents are the biggest gift in the whole school year. Having lovely parents who clearly care about their children and about how they're doing in school is amazing. But what do they really want as gifts? Let's be honest, everyone loves a voucher just because then you can, if you want something in that specific moment and you've had your eye on it, you're like, oh, now I can get it. But yeah, that's a great question.
Well, I know that you've worked with My Art Pigs, right? And have those cute, kind of art books. I saw that you got one of those.
That, also meaningful gifts, which is exactly that. A meaningful gift that you open and you're like, ugh, and you start crying. That is the ultimate. It was amazing. It was a dream. I opened it and you have all these little memories to keep with you forever, which is so meaningful and so sweet. So I definitely also recommend My Art Picks because it was gorgeous. A gorgeous gift.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Sentimentals.
That was my favorite ever gift. On the spot, I was like...
Okay, well, if anyone's interested in that, we'll also link to My Art Picks on here so that you can, whether Laima's your teacher or another lucky teacher, can figure out how to grab that gift and get it as well. Okay.
And that's an organizational tip. Throw all your children's art, gather it and put it in My Art Picks. Because as teachers, we'll be sending you so much art and craft and all this stuff home that you're probably like, oh, what do I do with this? Put it in a My Art Picks book because, organized forever.
Absolutely. I certainly love it. I talk about it all the time because it's just a great way to wrangle that stuff. And I know a lot of times parents are feeling like, I shouldn't let this go right away. And it's a great way to preserve it.
I agree.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, if we don't have any more questions, again, as I mentioned, you can connect to both of us on Instagram later, but you can also reach out to Laima. She's going to help you with questions for prep, maybe putting together those timetables, and then be sure to grab your freebie from me. Again, it'll be linked here in the description. It is my back to school ultimate prep checklist that has everything under the sun that you can think about to get prepared for back to school. All the little things from haircuts to printing out your sign if you like to do a first day of school kind of thing. So all the ins and outs, you can add your own things to it, as well as templates for routines, for doing a morning routine, getting ready, printing it out, putting it up where the kids can see, using icons, a get home routine, which I find that it can be really, really impactful. When the kids get home, the first thing they do is they take off their shoes, empty their backpacks, put their lunch boxes and dishes in the dishwasher, maybe prep for the snack the next day, etc. So a get home routine as well as a bedtime routine. Just, I know a lot of parents out there probably already have a morning and evening routine, but this is just something to just make it a no-brainer because it's a new year. There's going to be new responsibilities for everybody. You know, your partners, your helpers, all the kids at school. So just something to help you get going and get started. And we'll link to that here. And yeah, amazing. I guess that's us for this evening. Hopefully you all are feeling prepared. Laima, thank you again so much for joining with me this evening. It was great to have you.
Thanks for having me. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, you're so joyful to talk to. It's been a blast, and we did have a lot of fun prepping. But thanks to everyone again for the tech bearing with us there.
We got there in the end.
Have a good night, everyone, and we will see you out there in the school systems or out there on the internet.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Bye, Celia.
Bye. Take care.